nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Usually I put something on TV, so we never think about you and me. But today I see our reflections clearly in Hollywood, laying on the screen. You just need a better life than this. You need something I can never give. Fake water all across the road. It's gone now, the night is come. But sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. You can't fight it, you can't breathe. You say something so loving, but now I gotta let you go. You'll be better off in someone new. I don't wanna be alone. You know it hurts me too. You look so broken when you cry. One more and then I say goodbye. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. Can't make you happier now. I just wonder what you're dreaming of when you sleep and smile so comfortable. I just wish that I could give you that bad look that's perfectly unsaid. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He waves been faking me out. He waves been faking me out.
Oh, mic was muted. Hey guys. I just took a shower. By the way, this is like one of my favorite songs right now. How's everyone doing? Okay, I'm reading chat right now. Let's pop out the chat here. Here we go. Who wins in a fight, Godlike or 1,000 chickens? Hopefully Godlike. What's up everyone? How's everyone going? Yeah, I just took a song name. Oh yeah, I'll get you guys a song name. The song that's playing is called Sunroof by Nikki Yor. Shout outs to everyone here. Bing bong, good morning. What's up guys? Any fans are here. Go on with everything you have about Godlike. Yo, I mean, I'm excited to see. I think Godlike is a good team. I think they'll put on a good show. Skylights, you know, TSM, XO, they were all really good teams. Number 4 is not the best. Hey, honestly, I think the top 5 for India are all really good, you know? But yeah, I'll do analysis on XO's team. I'll do analysis on everything. This is gonna be more of a chill stream where I just like vibe and chill, talk to you guys. I have an international exam on 22nd January, so rip watching PMGC. Oh, good luck on your exam, bro. PMGC equals Passport Management Global Championship. I mean, it sucks that the teams couldn't go because of passport issues. But I wish the Indian team the best of luck in PMGC. Your top 3 in PMGC. This is going to be the hardest year to predict. There's so many good teams. There's so many good teams. It's going to be really hard to predict. I don't think China's going to be as dominant as we usually see them as. What's the song name? The song that was just playing is I typed it out a second ago. It's called Sunroof by Nicky Yor. I'll type it out one more time. Sunlight by Nicky Yor. Who do you think will win the fight between STE and Godl on Yasnaya? Well, they had practice games, and Godl actually won, so it's going to be interesting. Everybody's underestimating STE, man, not you too. I think this year is going to be the toughest the competition has ever been. I think China last year was very strong in the years before, but I think it's gotten to a point where because China plays in a different meta and they play a different game, like the strategy is different, that transitioning over to the global version of the game, it won't be as easy as the years before. And I think a lot of the global teams got a lot better and they're a lot hungrier to prove themselves. Godlike was a little bit overconfident, that's why they lost. All right, so this is how we're gonna do today's stream. All right, am I joining FY Fixes tonight? No, I'm not. I never got a message to join them to do anything, so I will not be. Do you know when the official casters and analysts will be announced? I don't know, but I can tell you guys that I was not selected to do analyst work for PMGC. Hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you, Emma. I hope you guys are all having a good day too. But yeah, so I was not selected to be part of the analyst desk or casting, so I'm not going to be doing PMGC. Hopefully they'll allow me to viewer party. So feels bad. I'm a little bit, just a little bit sad about that. Yeah. So you will not be seeing me on PMGC. Yeah, I'm not analyzing or casting. I wasn't selected. They told me, they were like, you know what, you've been doing a really good job this year. If you keep this up, we will definitely see you next year. And I'm just like, feels bad. Do you have passport? Yes, I have passport to travel, but I was not selected to be part of the thing. Join them, Zoo? Join Mazzy? I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could watch party either. I need permission. I'm asking them permission right now. But I don't know if I'll get permission or not to view a party. Am I coaching TX? I don't know who I'm coaching yet. I'm looking to coach an Indian team. We'll see what happens. Sad man, you're the best analyst. Yeah, feels bad, man. Totally feels bad. Okay, alright, so let's get this show going. Alright, so this is how I'm gonna just, I don't know how long this stream is gonna be. I'm feeling pretty good. I just took a shower and stuff. So like, let's see, Wikipedia. So we're mainly just gonna focus on the top 5 teams. Actually the top 4, because points wise, 5th place, 6th place, it drops off a lot. So top 4, we'll focus on the top 4 teams. Yeah. Okay. And what are we doing? Okay, going to BGIS. And we're gonna start from day 4. Let me get. Let's close all of these tabs. Let me bring up my YouTube chat on the side. My hair is so messy right now. Okay. I see a lot of questions. Do I have any idea about caster analysts? I do have some ideas on who is casting and who's being analyst. If you follow them on Twitter, you'll see that they've posted some stuff. But I'm not going to say anything until they make the official announcement. All I can say is I will not be casting or doing analyzing for PMGC. So right now I'm asking for permission to do a watch party with you guys. Hopefully I'll get permission to do the watch party. Good luck with analysis. You have to go for some important work at the moment? All right. See ya, Rice Flakes. Am I going to Dubai? No, I'm not traveling anywhere. Do you think Godlike deserves to be there? Well, okay, so, I mean, Skylights, TSM, and EXO, all 3 of these teams had passport issues. So, naturally, it'll just go to the next team, and Godlike had their passports ready and stuff, so yeah, they deserve to go. And Godlike, they're a strong team. Just in the finals, they really screwed up day 2, right? So day 1 was 6 games, right? They got a lot of points. Second place, 15 kills. Third place, first place, 13 kills. 10th place, 10 kills though. And then day 2, they really dropped the ball. This is their day 2 results. So they just had a bad day. I mean, like, I think Godlike is a really good team. I think EXO, TSM, they're all really good teams. So to answer your question, do they deserve to go? Yeah, because other teams can't go. What's your opinion on Jonathan defeating Coops in 1v1 and Painan? I didn't see it. I know they had scrims against each other. ZooTay's curse worked. Alright, so we're going to focus on the top 4 teams here. I'm going to try and, like, do analysis, but at the same time, like, talk to chat. Out of the 16 BGIS teams, 12 teams had passport issues. Dang. Who wins in the Painan drop? Nova or Godlike? Okay, so we have Godlike versus STE. Hold on. This is gonna be really interesting, right? So, PMGC. So Godlike's gonna be going against Godlike's gonna be going against Stalwart Esports on Erangel in Yasnaya, right? And then Godlike's also gonna be going against the Nova team, who barely qualified actually. Wait, no, that's the overall league standings. No, we want to see the... We need to see the finals. Here we go. The 3rd place team. So they're going to be going against the 3rd place team and the 4th place team for hot drops. It's going to be interesting to see. I feel like Godlike could potentially win. Godlike has very strong, like, teamwork and aggression. Like, Godlike's... Everyone here knows Godlike is very good at fighting. So, you put them in a 4v4... Like, they have a... I feel like they have a good chance at winning some of these fights. SG's IGL is the 6th player for Godlike? Okay. STE top confirmed they won't go to Yasnaya, but they'll go to Novapur. Oh, okay. I don't know how true that is, but STE did lose against Godlike in scrims in the hot drop. Who drops Hacienda other than Godlike? I can't remember off the top of my head. Alright. Okay. So let's start analyzing. Am I underestimating STE gunfight? Okay, when I say Godlike can beat STE, are you underestimating Godlike? S2G drops, okay. Like, if you think me saying Godlike can beat STE or Godlike can beat Nova, and you're questioning me if I'm underestimating the other team, my answer to your question is, are you underestimating Godlike? Both of these teams, like, Godlike can win 4v4s. We've seen them. That's literally out of India. Stop the music. I'll just have it very low in the background. But, like, Godlike is literally the strongest 4v4 team out of India, in my opinion. They, like, pride themselves on being able to fight. Okay, let's move my camera back into place. Let's see, is this a good spot for my camera?
We're going to be heading towards the same place where killing on. So
all right, I'm gonna have my notepad up too. So this is how I do my analysis stuff. I just have a notepad up. Day 4, match 1, Erangel. And then the teams we're looking at, teams to analyze. We're doing Skylights, who was the 1st place team. We're doing TSM. We're doing EXO, and then we're doing Godlike, right? We're gonna mainly pay attention to these 4 teams. If they do something interesting or like a rotation or something, like I'll note it down, I'll point it out, and we could go from there. Start with day 1 if you want to focus on Godlike. I actually already reviewed day 1, and I already took some notes on Godlike for day 1. I'll just show you guys the notes I took real quick for that. So I was gonna make this a YouTube video, but then Godlike did really bad the next day, so I didn't really want to do the video because people are gonna say I cursed them and stuff. But yeah, this is day 1 analysis on just Godlike. Like, this is every game that Godlike played and what I could see from the screen. I just like took some notes and stuff there. But I haven't watched day 4 yet fully. So I'm gonna be watching like day 4 with you guys. Oh, I just saw the chat. Why are you smiling, ZooTay? I'm smiling because I'm talking to a person that makes me smile. Okay. All right.
Very, very hard for top.
You guys good with that? We're gonna look at the. We're gonna just look at the top 4 teams. And basically, for this stream, I'm gonna be chilling, talking to you guys. But you guys will also see how I do my analysis and how I'm gonna plan my future videos, right? So first, number 1, right? I always get screenshots of the map, every zone. And we're just gonna pay attention to the top 4 teams. So I want to see if we could get a better map view. Oh, remake? Okay, they had a remake. Watch day 3 last match. Oh, so you are talking to your girlfriend? You got a new girlfriend? No? No, I do not have a girlfriend. I'm talking to you guys in the chat. You guys make me smile. You guys are funny. No, I do not have a girlfriend. I'll never lie to you guys. So that is factual. Not a girlfriend. Also not a boyfriend. If I don't know, for whatever reason, if you guys are gonna troll and say that. Love from Nepal, brother. Yo, thank you for the donation, Sabam. Thank you. All right, rotations. Let's see if we can get a picture of the first circle. I actually did watch this game. Oh, I did an interview on day 4. No, I did an interview on day 3. If you guys didn't know, like, they had me on the BGIS show to do an interview. It was pretty cool. I don't know how many of you guys saw it. ZooTay sus. Okay, so we'll take a picture of this, right? Have this on the tab here. We're gonna end up taking a lot of pictures of the map, but most likely we won't be using too much of it. Only if something interesting does happen. So I just have this on a separate tab on the side here. I have a lot of tabs open actually. This is gonna get confusing. We don't need these things. Only Legends know ZooTay rates PEL dancers. Don't blush, ZooTay. Yeah, yes, I am still single. I'm scrolling up on the chat. Is it true? I heard team passports represent India. Okay, you guys need to stop trolling about team passports, dude. Like, Indians hating on Indian team, absolutely disgusting. Support team Godlike as team India. Yes, I agree with that message. This guy right here, what he just said. Like, please, guys. Everybody competed as hard as they can, and every team out of India wants to represent India. A lot of you guys here are from India. Like, don't hate on any Indian team representing you guys. Like, they're gonna try their best. These guys work all year round, grinding, practicing to try and be the best team. So, do panel discussion with Fixes. I don't know. I wasn't invited to go do that. But anyways, like, these guys literally practice. Okay, I used to be a competitor, okay? I know you guys are here because you like my analysis and stuff, but I competed for 3 years, and all 3 years I got to the globals, and my team and I did absolutely terrible. It felt like shit, right? And of course, I had a lot of people, a lot of haters, like, understandable, right? Like, but like the thing is it's like we're just trying our best to do well. We're not like trying, and when I say we, I mean like the competitors, because I competed. I know how it feels to have toxic fans, to have people like hate on you, and it sucks. But all I want to say is like these guys are trying their best. They're not, you know, they're not like trying to be negative or anything, right? So it's like I just feel like negativity and stuff. It's always gonna be there. I understand that. There's always gonna be haters, but I just think like, you know, just let them try their best, and they're gonna do their best, and the most you can do is just support them. All right, let's keep this going.
I don't think they're as nice as I think they were, because it looks like Gil and Scout did have the intent to, you know, go towards George Paul, maybe cut off all these boys from TSM. And
okay, so let's take a quick look at where the top 4 teams are that we're gonna be looking at, right? So Godlike is right here. TSM goes over here. Oh, this thing is so fat. Maybe I could bring the sizing down here. Okay. Okay, that's way too... So TSM, Godlike, where is SG at? Skylights. And where is XO? I think XO loot's here, right? Yeah, XO's here. Alright. Okay, I'll just have that circled for now. We'll keep it in mind. We'll continue with the analysis.
Fortification and, you know, basically welcome them with a barrage of bullets, but again, it was the other way around.
What's the update on TX coach? I'm still talking. We'll see. Oh wait, did someone become a member? Oh, Subam. Yo, Subam, thank you for becoming a member. If you become a member of the Zoo Nation, you're now officially part of the Zoo Army. Keep it strong. Keep the positivity going. There's a lot of people in here. There's some negative people, but if you're a member, I hope you guys will just spread positivity. Thank you, Subam, and thank you for the donations too. I saw your donations. I missed your membership. Sorry, my bad, bro. But I appreciate it. Thank you. By the way, okay. I really just don't like... I don't like when people hate on teams that I feel like... I don't like when people hate on any teams. So, something I want to just point out is this. Godlike finished 4th place, alright? Last year's best team in the world finished in 4th place for their finals. Nova finished in 4th place also. So do Godlike deserve to go? Is Godlike a good team? Yes. Is Nova a good team? Does Nova, you know, like, yes. Like, this game, as much as I hate to say it, when there's only 18 games, or with BGIS 24 games, there's going to be RNG. There's going to be some luck involved. And if you finish top 5, you're a good fucking team. So it's not like Godlike got in for free. Godlike played well. Other teams just played better over the course of those 4 days.
I like the fact that everyone over here,
but I mean, Skylights, TSM, XO, they deserve to go over Godlike just because they finished in higher places, but they had passport issues, and Godlike is still a strong team, and they're going. So I'll leave it at that. That's East region, ZooTay, not country. Well, Godlike can only compete against their own country, and they got 4th. Nova got 4th in the Eastern region. Like, you get, like, you're just trying to pick at things to complain about. And maybe I'm just trying to be too positive, right? But that's just me. If you don't like it, you could leave the stream. But if you disagree with me, I'm okay with that too. Everybody has different opinions on things. Alright, so we're going to be skipping Okay, so EXO is here.
Talking about number 1,
So this is EXO. Okay, so I haven't watched this game yet. EXO, this is a very good fight for EXO. Usually from this position here, you have the advantage over a team playing over here. Let's see how EXO does this, right? But this is, I will say, very center of the map. It's kind of risky for them to take a fight like this here because they're very open. They could get third-partied easily. So let's see what happens here. EXO is a team we will be analyzing. They're spread out. It doesn't look like this is a full committal push. What I like here is this player over here is an anchor. They're making sure they don't get third-partied, and if they do get third-partied, they have a safe spot to fall back to. So this is like the one-man army meta that I'm talking about. They want to take this fight to see if they could do anything, but they're not committing, you know, 2-3 people. They're just using one person, and that one person knows how to play correctly, and he'll just see if he could get an opening. If he doesn't, then they won't fight. And if he gets knocked, Team EXO is spread out enough where they could come in and support him without just being right on top of him.
It looks good. Prince, in fact, is going to have to come out to the left of our screens right now to make sure.
Yeah, see, so he throws a few nades, sees if he could get an opening. He doesn't, thinks better of it. And a new circles here. So yeah, they're seeing if they could do something, but they're not committing. Okay, let's see if we could take a picture of this one. Why are you not watching from day 1? I'm just starting from day 4 because I already watched day 1. We're just starting from day 4. It's because I feel like towards the end of the day or the end of the tournament, that's when teams start to really teams either crack under pressure, and some teams, underdog teams, really start shining through. So I feel like the last day of any tournament is more interesting to see how it changes. Okay, so we'll move this one onto this tab as well. So EXO is here. They're moving up more towards center. Godlike, of course, with a really good circle, they will play center position, which is interesting. But, I mean, this is a good split, 2-2. TSM, they're just coming in from the edge off that shift. So TSM is not too worried about getting center position on this circle because it's so far away. They just take their time. Skylights, meanwhile, just waiting for the next shift to see where the circle goes before moving anywhere. They're still in Pachinki, so. All right. Doing analysis on 7Cs. They came from 11th or 12th to 5th. So they had a huge comeback. Okay, I'll pay attention to 7Cs too then. Since specifically for day 4. 7Cs, huge comeback on last day. I'll pay a little bit of attention to them. I love the Team EXO rotation. Would love to see your thoughts and analysis on that. Yeah, we're going to be paying attention to all 5 of these teams, like their rotations, match by match.
Looks like what is going to happen right now is ORE about Hydra. The first, and now already on.
As much as I want to analyze this fight, there's a lot to go over. But one knock, team pushes, very aggressive. They have good spacing, 2 supporting, 2 entry. The support gets the knock. They pressure him in.
Do something for who is going to be shooting at him from afar. Of course, they have
to get another knock.
Because there are so many going to fall prey.
Well done by Orange Rock. Okay, TSM. Okay, TSM is a team we want to pay attention to. Looks like this is a fight that TSM got an opening knock on. They have 1 angle set up here, 1 more angle in the further back. So they have their 2 supporting angles, right? In any fight, you always want to try and get 2 angles to work with.
Their confidence, it would get them some momentum, but let's see if TSM would be able to get some.
Oh, I think actually this is a defense by TSM because this guy's already on the roof. So I think RGE crashed in.
Oh, Mrs. Spray, he jumped and he shot and he connected and well, he...
Aquanox got knocked up here.
Boost their confidence, it would get them some momentum, but let's see if TSM would be able to get some.
Yeah, the Overwatch from this player got him down.
But let's see if TSM would be able to get some finishes here.
Oh, Mrs. Spray, he jumped and he shot and he connected and well, he put Aquanox out of his misery. That was an amazing jump shot. We will see that in the highlights soon enough, but now, Reckoning Esports, oh boy, they do have a man advantage as TSM are going to be...
So 3v4 now.
Some semblance of cover. Now, Maxi with a grenade, he knows where the enemy is. He throws the grenade. Unfortunately, it isn't going to hit its mark. However,
I don't think TSM is going to win this fight.
Unfortunately for him, it goes out the window. Oh, he got a visual confirmation. He knows where the enemy
Yeah.
is. There you have it, Maxi with a grenade is going to make sure that Blaze is brought down. Now Ninja moves in. He's going to get the better of the opposition over there. However, he is taking a... Oh, he covered. Boy, they out of his...
So the problem with this angle, the problem with this supporting angle is that his teammates are isolated. He can't really help or do anything. So I mean, TSM, this was a close fight.
Oh, Mrs. Spray, he jumped and he shot and he connected and well, he put Aquanox out of his misery. That was an amazing jump shot. We will see that.
Ideally.
Some momentum, but let's see if TSM would be early on in the game.
Oh, okay, I see what happened. So his supporting angle over here. Okay. So I mean, this is more like, I don't want to say this is like an analysis where it's like this is wrong, but I want to point it out. So I talked about having two supporting angles, right? In any fight, if you can get two different angles, that's great. And then you have an angle back here. This guy is actually driving in with his car right now. He's not holding an angle to support. And so when this guy comes up on the roof, Aquanox doesn't have a support anymore. But if this guy stayed back here for like at least another second, right? And just held that supporting angle, let the two players here do their thing. When this guy comes up on the roof, he could maybe knock him. Actually, I think he for sure will knock him because Aquanox actually got him pretty low. Yeah, Aquanox got him to 1 HP. And so like, see, the supporting angle, he's in a car. He's not able to help. So if he actually just waited a little bit, they would at least get the trade on Spray, and maybe Aquanox can even stay alive. Aquanox could play back here and wait for his teammate to start the shots before he peeks. So that's one analysis thing that I can maybe point out, having the two supporting angles. So I might note that down right here. Because I've noticed a lot of good teams, when they take fights, they will always keep at least two supporting angles in a fight. They rarely, like this mistake here, this is the classic mistake of three people all just going to one place to try and win with numbers, right? Do you guys hear me? Like, do you guys remember me saying that multiple times? Like, this is not the way to fight. Just because there's three enemies here doesn't mean you send three people here as well. That's like a very like old style, basic style way of fighting. Instead, it's better. And I mean, I'll just link a YouTube video real quick for you guys. I talk about the one-man army meta. This is a very good video where I talk about how you use one person at a time, and then when you get the two supporting angles, then you push in and you use two players to push in over the like strongest spot. So if you want to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about, the one-man army meta, or how to use two supporting angles, that video, Alpha 7, which is a PMGC team, they do a really good job of it. Also, there is a Godlike analysis. Should I show you guys now? Yeah, I'll just show you guys now. I'll show you guys. I saw this on day 1 of Godlike. And I did this by myself. I didn't stream this. So let me show you Godlike using two supporting angles. Different situation. Let's see.
25 points. Tied up with Oculus 5 at 25 too. In the exact same
Godlike,
spot,
off
sharing the
edge,
same number
circle,
of finishes
Godlike, one
and
man
placing
army,
the
3
points to work with.
push.
I wonder what stat we consider then.
Now, you know, when we talk about Titans, the Goliaths, a couple of Goliaths have been doing amazing, but unfortunately, you are going to see a few names in the next slide coming up. But remember, they just might bounce back because if I start from the bottom, we have CO.
My notes are shit.
With 3.
Okay. I know it was an Erangel game. We'll just skip around here.
Well, they have their days of reckoning are over because
No, wait. Did I? Okay, never mind. It was game 1.
and that team was, their days of reckoning. That is going to be.
It was an Erangel game.
And,
Next part to
Advantage in that situation.
No, wait.
Just pushed in.
Hold on.
and let me just be honest.
Was it day 1 that I watched with the Godlike? Sorry, I'm talking to myself right now, guys.
Feeling it, maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the
Okay, yeah, here it is. Here it is.
But, yeah, hopefully this time around they can sort of turn this franchise around. In the meantime, God.
So look at this fight. So nothing actually happens this fight.
Grenades are going to go up and Godlike, they might just make a move, but for now, Aladdin
But you'll notice
are gonna
something.
try and hold their ground. They did lose points early on, and now they take the fight. Jonathan,
So here's the first supporting angle by Clutch God.
lucky he has that sheet metal plate at the back of his buggy.
Absolutely, I mean that buggy's back, keeping it alive as it always does back. They never skip.
And then the other supporting angle's back here at this compound.
The gym. If the buggy was a human being, of course.
So they set up an angle here and then an angle here. See how like these two angles kind of pin this enemy in? The enemy can't really just peek up over and take the fight. And then once you set up these two supporting angles, then you could kind of group in together with 2 and push over, I call it like the focal point of the fight, which is the top of this hill. Then you use 2 players to push over the focal point.
But so because well, maybe, hopefully
They could indeed, but for now, as you help.
And so you see they got the 2 angles. Jonathan comes in along with Z-God, close range, I believe. This is Z-God, I think. I can't really tell. They take over the top part, the focal point of the fight, and then the enemy goes away. They run away, right? So same here. You have your 2 supporting angles, right? And then you keep these angles, and then you just kind of hold it down and let the two players close range work. Just keep their cover. And then you can see in this fight right here, Spray should get knocked by this guy, and Aquanox should not have got knocked. And then they could just pick apart the fight that way and win it.
get some finishing here.
Oh, jump shot.
I already analyzed it. Oh, okay.
He might.
Oh yeah, I did do a stream on that. I have really bad memory. All right, let's keep it going. So TSM is out.
It's all going to be sufficient towards the end because still we have left them down at 1. Keep in mind, rather than later. In fact, if you have a look, they are.
All right, I'll do another quick screenshot here. So TSM's still alive. They have 1 player left. The circle shifts south, 7 Cs. Skylights is here now. So Skylights rotated somewhere. They're trying to go for a more central position. This is a really good compound to have if you could take it in this circle. So it looks like they're scouting it. And then I'm missing 1 team here. Oh, Team XO. So XO's down here now. So XO rotated up somewhere on the side. And then they went back down here off of the shift, I guess. Okay.
Are going to be hitting the walls just about now. Expect some shots to be fired coming in from Tactical Esports. And, well, speaking of the 2 teams, we might just switch our attention
They defend.
just now.
Well, I have defense that kind of a cover would be really hard to deal with. is their difference. It's not their
Hmm,
If
so
they
Skylights.
defense, that is why Tactical is here, and the Skylights Gaming, they have to be careful. Tactical with that compound, with that kind of a cover.
Oh, he lost his car.
Meanwhile, Skylights Gaming, they are trying to have the higher ground advantage. Let's see if they
And well, they are going to be moved away, but shots are going to be fired. Is Gabla Boy going to make it? Oh, wind. And, you know what, pretty much right off the bat, every single time they faced off, did have
from the last couple of days.
reckoning. Shadows careful because there is an airdrop near him.
This is a better
Stop, because
picture.
in hot pursuit, we do have reckoning esports.
Hold on. I'm gonna take a picture of this one instead. Okay.
Drop near him, he better not stop because in hot pursuit we do have reckoning esports born for you.
Gil is out.
Versus TX.
What happened with Team X part?
So circle shifted east. The fourth circle. This is the hard
Very
shift.
far away. They're not able to revive.
Squadlock, I'm going to hold my thought. Gil was left behind. Remember, the Hyderabad Hydra still had one man left in Squadlock. I'm going to hold my thought because Jonathan is going to be on a bit of a rampage. He does have that MG.
So Godlike. Let's see. So this is just the split that they were holding, right? Right here. They have one person at the compound and 3 on top of the hill. That's interesting. I think this setup is more so... Actually, this is a good setup. The hill's more important than the building. So if Jonathan has to leave, he has 3 people covering him and they could still keep the hill. Or, you know, Orange Rock might push the building and they might mess up on the push, which is what we're seeing. And Jonathan can get a knock. And then potentially the rest of the team could come back and... you know, take the fight and kill the team.
3 to himself, he gets one knock over here. He is going to go for Evo. Expect the grenade to be lobbed in his direction, and now the grenade is going to be unpinned. The grenade is going to be cooked. The grenade is going to be flung. It is going there. It is going to go boom. Unfortunately, it's a bit too right for the enemies, but now Godlike are going to make a move. Neo, the Matrix himself, is going in. They've got to be careful, because if they can throw grenades, so can the enemy. Wexy is going to be taken down. Evo comes into fire, and there you have it. With one big boom, Jonathan with 3 finishes and wait.
Pretty clean finish.
Is the last
Nothing
one.
much
Team
there.
Esports on the back for Team Tactical with on his knees. They have to revive. They have to make sure they finish all the esports as well.
They've got to be careful though, because TX is going to come in from behind. It is going to be Gil and fallen comrade elsewhere. Now that means Claus is going to be lost from old fight right now. Looks like it is, because he is in the smoke right now, and the enemy is on the other side of a few barrels. Now the distance fearless. He just spot something in the smoke.
So the spot TX is in, it's survivable if you have smokes and stuff. So that's like one of those spots that's like kind of a pocket, but it's not super safe.
That was a good
So TX could survive there if they just stay behind their cars. They'll lose all their cars and everything, but they're in the center of the 4th circle. So that's pretty much like when you decide to just take a gamble, kind of, and just like, hopefully you get the next circle and then you just play the game out afterwards. Actually, this isn't very center, so losing all your cars just to try and stay alive here could work out, it could not work out. Exo's still down here on the south. Godlike, you know, they killed the team. They still maintain the top of the hill. TSM Shadow, he's going to try and snake his way in. 7C's coming in from the side here. Oh. Did not mean to open that. So I don't think anything really changed from my picture, right? 7C's on the right side. Circle's just closing. I guess actually I'll take... No, we'll take a picture of the shift when it happens. Oh, what happened to Clutch God? Interesting, okay.
Question is it going to favor these teams, or are they going to have to get out there before now with a hot potato?
Meanwhile, Team Reckoning, they're looking to survive there. They were almost 50 smokes there. I was counting them actually, and boy, oh boy, this is going to be a brilliant altercation. Now Reckoning.
It is brilliant. I'm sorry to cut you off again. We're all too excited, and you know what? I'm going to let you go because RG here down to 1 man, but Neo just got taken down.
Well, Reckoning Esports, there's still 2 members still surviving. Reckoning are out on a come in, but finds nothing into the zone.
Also keep in mind the circle has shifted. Meanwhile, on the other side, there is another fight breaking out. U-Dog taking on TX as expected. U-Dog Dave goes down. Fearless goes down. Bounces his way in. Now Ultron with brilliant accuracy. He's going to match himself up. Taking the fight to TSG. Ladies and gentlemen.
So Clutch or team Godlike. Godlike's trying to. They are working their way in down from here. They're fighting their way in into the circle.
This is just amazing. This is going to be chaotic. Someone let slip the dogs of war because everyone is fighting everyone. It kind of seems like a free-for-all.
Now Godlike, they would love to make a comeback today, and that is why they've been so aggressive. They need a spot in the zone, and they're rushing in. See, got Neo with that vehicle, but Pubg is in the way. They have to be careful. I mean, TSG players are still there, and they are going to go down. Oh my God, Godlike.
Yeah, so this position is really strong. That's why they prioritize the hill here. Right? From this hill, if you're a strong team and you can fight your way in, you have control over fighting. You can fight into this compound area too. Like, yeah. That hill's just a strong spot. Tell me, bro, as you have casted. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick break, read some questions. Alright, throw me your questions now. Tell me, bro, as you have casted many international tournaments, STE or Godlike, who will be more consistent throughout the finals? I think STE will definitely have a better time at being consistent because they've had practice with global teams. Godlike has only played against India teams, and India teams, like, there's a few really good ones, but it's not as competitive or tough as, like, PMGC East, right? So they're going to have to adapt. Godlike play their natural game on day one. Yeah, I watched day one. Day one, they did really well. And then day 4, 3 matches. Day 2 and day 3, they just go for placement points. Okay. Can you say if Godlike has potential to become top 5 in PMGC? I don't think so. I think Skylights, EXO, TSM, or Godlike, I think if they come top 10, top 8 to top 10 would be really good. And it's not because I don't think they're good teams, but literally the competition is just so tough. And when you're coming from a region that hasn't really had that much practice on the global level, it's just, I feel like that's too big of a disadvantage. But we'll see how they do. And TSM 1v3s here? Okay. Yeah, so I think if Godlike gets top 8, that's really good. That's like really freaking good. For a region that didn't have the game for like a year, and a region that didn't get to compete with other teams for like almost 2 years, that would be really strong for them. I just want everyone to remember how big of a disadvantage any India team has going into the grand finals. All the grand finals team have had time to play against each other. Like, you know, PMGC East, you know, the top teams from there got to play against each other a lot. PMGC West, the top teams from there got to play against each other a lot. India, the one team from India has not had a chance to play against any of these teams, except for like scrims, but nobody really takes scrims as seriously, and that's just a fact. And then India also had, you know, not that big of a competitive scene for PUBG Mobile until recently with BGIS. So it's like they're very far, they're at a very big disadvantage. So just keep that in mind. And so if Godlike doesn't do well or whatever, like, you know, they have a lot of disadvantages. Will I do PMGC view party? I'm going to try and get permission to do a watch party. I don't have permission yet. Hopefully I'll get permission. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back to analyzing.
What are you doing today?
Godlike, the demigods have descended down for themselves. Was left alone, but Austin bought X over here, taken down with a grenade, and well.
So XO right now, they basically this compound here just controls the hill, like this whole entire hillside, and the circle shifted up there, so works out for them. 7C's coming in from the right side.
Finished with a lot of lead. XO moving in on R&T. Be lobbed. It is going to be smoke, making sure that.
Oh, Skylights Gaming. Okay, this is interesting. Let's take a look. Skylights Gaming from this hilltop. They can't really take this fight here. This is a hard fight. So instead, what they're gonna do. Oh, thank you for the donation. Godlike sticking to their game plan of wiping teams out and putting the brakes on is what we need, as any change of playstyles would be a disaster now. Yeah, I think Godlike just needs to keep playing their game. I see this happen a lot with top teams, especially aggressive top teams. Like they'll run into some trouble, and then they'll end up like changing the way they play a little bit. So anyways, Skylights Gaming is going to come down from this side, which I think XO has advantage if they don't get knocked in the beginning. But XO only has 3 players, and one of them gets knocked from Skylights. So Skylights should win this fight now.
It's back up on its feet. We're talking about 3 teams. Looks like Skylights Gaming is going to be moving in on their position. Punk knows exactly what's happening. In fact, I love that little preemptive smoke that was deployed as Clutch Guard is going to be brought down with a little bit of a
good smokes.
now. Team XO in trouble. There you have it.
Couldn't move
Skylights
fast
Gaming,
enough though.
game calling, and well, with that, Punk, are you feeling lucky?
Well, this is a great opportunity for Skylights Gaming. If they can get the better of Team XO, they could be #1 after this game, and that is why they are rushing it. They're pushing it. Team XO on the back foot. The revival, the rescue mission is on the cards, but this is not going to be easy, XP.
Does look delicious for now. Immortal has been picked up, but Pugard might just run over the enemy. Wants a part of that pie, and that pie.
Notice this, the one-man push happening again right here. 3 people covering, 3 people with active guns, active shooting, instead of 3 people pushing all together, because that could always just go wrong. Like this guy pushing by himself, if he gets knocked out of the car, you have 3 people covering him and able to revive him after.
Does look delicious for now. Immortal has been picked up, but Pugard might just run over the enemy. Oh, he misses by a whisker, and Fierce is going to be tanking his lucky stars. Gil on the other side has been taken down. Scout has been taken.
So like I said, TX's position down here. It's a spot where you just try and survive for as long as you can. You'll lose your cars and everything, but it was like kind of center-ish on that 4th circle hard shift. So they're just forced to make their way in now. Do what they can.
If it goes off, 3 members of Tactical could be taken down before. In the meanwhile, looks like TX might just be exiting this game. No, they still are going to be survived by Marvy. In fact, Marvy does get a grenade. Speaking of grenades, that just shook the screen. That shook the studio as Gumla Boy was taken down. And well, our esports are going to be eliminated in the 10th position. Now, you got to expect one thing. There is going to be chaos everywhere. Dominoes over one another.
They could, of them, they both need to enter the zone.
Tell the 3-man squad, and in fact, they have the northern circle or the northern aspect.
Neo said if the Indian team going for PMGC won't get top 5, then it's a waste of a slot. That's really high expectations.
A little bit of a semblance of cover. No, we don't, because Z-God was taken down, and although they are clumped together, you know, shots do find their way through all that smoke. For now, Aladdin is going to make sure he finds a nice little spot for himself, while Enigma Avi all that smoke.
So, I just want to mention something real quick. 7Cs, the way this guy's rotating in, and the way the rest of the team's rotating in, I don't really like it. I might be wrong, but I get the feeling that Skylights is just gonna end up killing them. Like, I might be completely wrong, right? I haven't watched these games yet, but you see how these guys are moving up here? It's looking like they're going to try and take a fight or just get a position in the circle and then take an advantage fight. Like, this is a good fight for them. They'll have the high ground. But they need to realize with this circle that the other team down here is most likely going to try and push up and take their spot. Because I don't think Skylights is going to just sit down here on the low ground and just chill, especially with 4 players. So instead, what I would like to see is this player, Aladdin, come up here, secure this spot down, put in the pressure, get that angle, right? You get one angle here. Like, the zone is closing, so they don't have much time left. but I like to see the other two players kind of like try and pinch and slowly work these teams as they're trying to, or work the players from Skylights going in. They already have the priority with a pinch position up here by Aladdin. That's ideally how you want to play this late circle, but I might be wrong. Let's see what happens.
Finds a nice little spot for himself, while Enigma Avi, oh boy, he's taking the game right. Might have actually spotted grenade, but looks like Z-God knows exactly what's happening. Z-God down by Sagi. Now this is where Sparrow, one big grenade could come in, and it could be problematic elsewhere.
Nope. Yep. They're dying.
Meanwhile, Team Scarlet's Gaming, they would love to enter the zone. They are on the edge, and Pubg with a brilliant driving skill there.
Now he's gonna go with Spray Guard, but before he
Yep. So like I predicted, they will 100% die there. Aladdin's position was great. Let's take a look at this map, right? Aladdin could have won them the fight if the rest of the team knew what to do there.
be problematic.
So
They need to do both at the same time. Meanwhile, Team Scarlet's Gaming,
fuck.
want to revive Neo, or they want to fight Team Enigma. They need to do both at the same time. Meanwhile, Team
So Aladdin was, where is he? He got thirsted already. I think let's just say, is there a better frame that we can use?
And it could be problematic.
Oh, there is.
Down by
Okay, right here.
Sagi. Now this is where
So you get Aladdin. He's knocked all the way over here, but let me see if we could better see what happened.
could come in. But Neo, what's happening? He wants to be in cover.
I want to see exactly how they did this. So Aladdin's here. And then the rest of the team just moved into the zone.
He finds a nice little spot for himself.
I'm paying attention to the mini-map here. So one player drives next to Aladdin. Okay. They're stacking on top of each other. I get that the zone is closing, but remember, the blue zone closes really slow. Teams need to know how to close teams out or like prevent teams from coming in, and you might take a little bit of blue damage, but you don't want to stack like this way. You'll die 100%. So they're all stacked on top of each other now.
Z-God knows exactly what's happening. Z-God, in fact, is going to be reciprocating with fire off his own, but Neo is going to be taking.
Okay, yeah, so they're all stacked on top of each other. So, okay. So, ideally, Aladdin is like, I think he pulled up in the buggy smoke over here. And then the way 7Cs should have played this, you see how much spacing is out here still for them to use? And blue zone's closing in very slow, right? Ideally, you get one player placed in here. You can have some like pressure players like over here. And then Spray God, of course, like I predicted, like they're trying to use this position up here to take advantage of the team's low ground. That's fine, but they should have known that there's a 4-man team or a strong team that they need to take care of first. Like this team's gonna kill them if they don't take care of them. So like from this positioning, like look at the blue zone, right? Look at the mini map here. Skylights is under more pressure from the blue. 7Cs actually has a lot of room to work with. And Aladdin, of course, got here first, so he has priority over the zone. These guys are being really pressed in by the blue zone. So 7Cs could have easily killed Skylights here, but they messed up.
Taken down by Sagi. Now this is where Sparrow, one big grenade could come in, and it could be problematic elsewhere. 7
White Team Enigma, they need brilliant driving skill.
round. Now he's going to go with Spray Guard. Instead, the Skylights Gaming has a monumental task. He is going to. This could be problematic. Position with. Now we do have 4 teams still in the
Still doing
somewhere else. Again, you know, we want to talk about a lot of things, but so much has happened. Enigma Gaming, Sparrow, they are
tactical.
to that rope.
I'm guessing Skylights might win this game.
I'm going to try and do their best to keep Tactical at bay. Finally, Tactical Esports, they do make it.
Oh, this just got really hard for Skylights to win the game, actually.
Every single which way, and now Pubg once again in his buggy, his trusted buggy, spots out Hitman, gets a few shots. In fact, he is
A really good smoke use, though.
Now he is going to go to the smoke, and he might spot the enemy. He does spot.
Really well done by
Once
Skylights.
again in his buggy, his trusted.
I love how they knew where to focus down here, right? Rather than trying to come down here, they knew to focus right here.
Buggy spots out the smoke.
Very good job by Skylights.
Must be on fire. Yes, but not.
Just now Rex is going to. Shots are going to be fired. Destro keep on crawling. Let's get wait a second. Pubg jumped. Pubg, in fact, showed himself over there, and now Avi is going to move in. He's going to try. Expect a few hot.
Did he just get shot through the... How did this happen?
And a few booms could be it.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. Pubg, another grenade. Gumla Boy and Samraj are the last two members remaining. Gumla Boy could be spotted out. Oh my goodness, Avi almost getting.
Oh, good win.
Samraj are the last two members remaining. Gumla Boy could be spotted out. Oh my goodness, Avi almost getting knocked out over there. Sparrow, what's coming in?
Skylights gaming.
All right.
They
Very good game by Skylights. So from that game, I more so analyzed the mistakes of teams rather than what they did well. Skylights won that game. Yeah, so Skylights basically won the game because they killed XO over here, and then from this hill position, you kind of just can clear out the rest of everybody here. 7Cs should have won, in my opinion, if they played that, if they prioritized what they needed to do better. But they kind of messed up there in that sense. So, okay, well, all right. Okay, I'm gonna read some questions and whatnot now. Okay, I actually want to scroll up in chat. So earlier when I was predicting that 7Cs was gonna die based on how their players were moving, and it came true. Like I'm pretty happy that I was able to predict that based on how they were moving around on the map. Like at this moment right here, right? Like if I was playing in the game, if I was the IGL, I don't know who the IGL for 7Cs is, but 100% my call would be to focus the team behind and come in late from the blue, establish those pressure points like I said, and try and choke this team out. Like forget about the teams downhill. They won't fight us. They won't bother us. The team that will kill us is Skylights. But it seems like they were more worried about just getting into the circle. What do you think about Oasis? Don't ask me player questions. I don't know the players too well. So I don't focus on the players too much. So I don't really have an opinion on players. Prince is the IGL? Okay. Okay, Prince is the IGL. Why Indian teams don't play split? I see some of them actually playing split. Like Godlike sometimes plays split. TSM, we saw them play split. They do play split. Not as often as other teams. I think it just will take time for the players. Like playing split is a very high skill intensive thing to do for individual players. And I think as, you know, competitive players play the game more, as more talented players get discovered in India, because, you know, the game competitive is back, you'll have stronger and stronger individual players, and then playing split becomes much more easier. Watch the Hindi stream of BGIS. They have good angles to spectate. Okay, we could try watching it in Hindi if they have better camera angles. And the last day, Aladdin did the IGL role. Aladdin posted it on Instagram. Okay. It looks like he's the IGL because he's the first one in to scout and find a spot. That's typically what the IGL does. Some teams, though, like Nova has a different setup where Order is the scout because Order knows how to scout and where to go. So sometimes you'll see Jimmy in the back, you know, staying in the back, watching over everything and move the pieces around. And Jimmy will stay in the back and Order will come up here to do the positioning. But that's harder because usually it's the IGL that does it because the IGL is the one thinking about where to go, how to get in the next zone, what we should do. So usually they're the first one to move to get that spot. But team dynamics are different. Nova, Order is the IGL because Order is really good at that job. And Jimmy doesn't have to worry about doing it as much. Both streams have the same angle? Okay. Meta's different, bro, in India. If anyone sees one guy alone, they will push. That's why they don't play split. Okay. I think that's because the defense out of a lot of Indian teams when playing split isn't done correctly. Like we saw earlier in the TSM fight, right? I think TSM was defending this compound here. And they... Let's double check real quick. Yeah, TSM was definitely defending. You see, TSM got to this area first. Before this team, right? So TSM was definitely defending.
The mindset of team, it's a very aggressive.
That's why Aquanox is already here at the top.
And they will love to take out Reckoning early on in the game. It would boost their confidence. It would get them some momentum. But let's see if
But I already showed you guys, playing split is fine. If this player stayed back here and played split, he can get the trade and cover and get the knock here. Okay, I'm going to answer some more questions or read some more questions. Only EXO plays split. Chinese PL drop split in Sandhawk's next level. ZooTay, you should watch TSM Shadow 1v3 EXO last zone. It was incredible. If I get to that match, yeah. If I can pick between EXO and Godlike, who would you choose? I haven't watched EXO play too much or too closely yet, so like I'll be honest with you guys, the only team I have really kind of studied and paid attention to is Godlike. And it's not because they're doing good or whatever. Literally, like, when they were TSM, like 2 years ago, when India still had competitive, I was already a fan of the way TSM played with Gatak being, like, the guy that's kind of doing the strategy for them. So I've been following, like, the Godlike roster for a very long time, so I could give more opinions on Godlike. But if you want me to compare Godlike with EXO, with Skylights, like, I haven't studied these other teams enough to really give you guys, like, a good answer. Can you make a detailed video on how to IGL, please? IGL is very complicated. I don't know. I don't know how I could do a video. Like, it'll be a hard video. Your opinion on Ghost Gaming? I think Ghost Gaming just hasn't been able to adapt to the meta changing. The way Ghost Gaming plays is a very old rotation style, and it's just not good enough anymore. Someone else super chatted. Please save your super chats and donations for when I tell you guys I could read the chat, because I'm sorry if I missed it. The mods, let me know if I missed somebody's super chat or something right now. Since I'm actively reading the chat. But when I'm focused on analysis, I do appreciate the support, but I want to thank you guys too. So, do the super chats and the donations when I say I'm reading the chat, so I could thank you guys. I really appreciate it. ZooTay, is this difficult to play as compared to analyzing? While spectating, we do not know what's actually going on in the game. I want your POV. Okay, so while I'm reading the chat, let's just bring it up here. So, for me, since I've always been an IGL, and I think I'm a pretty good one, which is why, like, I got my team to the globals quite a few times, even though my team wasn't like a superstar team. For me, it's easier to actually be playing the game, because I can ask my teammates questions. I can move around on the map. I have a very good sense of what's going on. For example, like there's a lot of crazy stuff happening here, right? In this situation. But if you think about it, it's really simple. Like, it's really simple in the sense of like if I was 7Cs, right? It's like, okay, circle's right here. We need to go into circle. First, do we have to fight into the circle? Yes or no? Yes, not really. We have a spot here that's open in the circle. There's not a team gatekeeping us. Okay. Number 2 then. Prioritize what we need to do. The easiest way as an IGL to prioritize something is we need to focus on what team will kill us. Is there a team that will kill us? If there is, then all of our focus should be on that. So immediately you can ignore everything else happening. You can ignore everything else, and very quickly you can understand and realize, okay, we need to kill this team down to our south. And then from there, it's like if you have good teammates, they'll kind of know what to do. They'll wait. They'll like sit out here to space and pressure the team out. They'll understand. They'll see the circle. They'll know they have like an advantage, and they could, you know, choke the team out. And then that's pretty much it. Like if you're with a team of people that aren't like super good, then it does get more stressful to IGL because you have to like tell every single individual person on what to do, and that gets very difficult. You should watch TSM Shadow versus, okay. Yeah, if I get to it, I'll see it. I use iPhone 11, confused thumb claws, blah, blah, blah. Just stick to claw, and there's a lot of different layouts that are on YouTube. If you need to, you could just copy a layout and then adjust it. But just stick to it. I think claw is really good. Only very few players can play thumbs and be as good as, like, you know, Jonathan or Paraboy. Jonathan Pan Night Scoops yesterday. Yeah, I saw they were doing scrims. Is BTR in this PMGC? No, they are not in PMGC. Is PMGC held on LAN or is it played separately? So it's not a LAN. It's going to be played online. And teams are flying to different locations. I believe Dubai and Malaysia. Teams will be in Dubai and some teams will be in Malaysia. And it's going to be played online. And hopefully the server is a good server for everybody. It's going to be like in the middle. Okay, let me see what other, like in PL solo player goes away to do 3 party and get 2 or 3 picks, but India all play together. What's your opinion? So the way PL works is like, so the PL meta is just very different. I'm not gonna say it's better, because you see the Chinese teams starting to struggle now against global teams because they're so used to their meta and how all the teams play in China that when you take the same play style and put it against 15 other teams that play kind of differently, it doesn't work as effectively. So my opinion is, like, it is good for a solo player to be able to recognize this and go third party a team by himself to get some picks, but it's like a different play style and strategy and meta, and it's not necessarily better given, you know, when you're playing against global teams. Okay, what is the zone meta in global? In BGMI it's hard shift only. There's hard shifts in global. I noticed BGMI had more hard shifts than I usually am accustomed to seeing, but there's hard shifts in global. Strong point of Godlike, which is good for PMGC. They're fighting. All the top teams, a lot of the top teams are really strong at fighting. Godlike's strong at that. We Indians are 1.5 years behind Korea's ban period. Yeah. Which version will Indians play in PMGC? They will be playing PUBG Mobile, not BGMI. They'll be playing PUBG Mobile. I think it's like the same exact thing, though. Like the circles and everything is pretty much like it works the same. ZooTay Habibi, thank you. Old Perman Gaming. Does that playing FPP meta and TPP tournaments like PMGC make a difference? Is that why Chinese struggle teams initially? I don't think it's the FPP or TPP that's making Chinese teams struggle. It's just the global teams have gotten way better, and the global teams have been playing their type of meta, and Chinese teams have a almost completely different type of meta. So they're just having trouble adapting their strategy into the way all the other teams play. I've seen Aquanox's control. All right, last question I'm going to answer. Which thing is important to focus on? One enemy in a fight who may be a threat, or to focus on surrounding, especially in 4th or 5th circles? I'm not sure if I understand your question completely, but you always want to focus on... Wait, which... One enemy in the fight who may be a threat, or to... I mean, if you have 4 players, if you have 4 good players, you should be able to focus on more than just one enemy. Unless, like, if the enemy is, like, a really big danger or something, then yeah. Am I going to be... Hold on. Siddharth says, are you watching PMGC? If yes, Mazek and Hastar are also going to do discussing panel. You can join them. I'm trying to get permission to do a watch party for my channel right now. Okay. All right. Coop said a watch party BGIS on Trovo. Oh, nice. Yeah, so technically you're not allowed to, so I'm not gonna... So that's why I didn't do a watch party. Because I have, like, you know, if my YouTube channel gets striked or whatever, and I'm more of a bigger figure, there's a higher chance for me to get in trouble for that. So I'm not gonna do stuff like that. Okay. All right, let's go into the next match. We will definitely not be able to go through all the matches today.
Now this push, when Avi went in, this is when we have Hitman from Tactical Esports with what they got. These smokes being used tactically. Now let's give you and Hydras and Enigma and so many other top tier teams areas, and you know, just put a couple of guns to face and see if they can rack up those finish points their way. Here as Eggy does drop out of the vehicle, he will find one thing, but Sonic returns the favor with the M24.
Beautiful spray with that M4. He managed to drop.
My goodness, what a brilliant! Yes, Aggie actually called
First block. Like in this tournament, so I think they.
All right. So very northern circle. Godlike can play center again here. And they're going to pick a strong position in center. They're probably playing a little bit split.
But if you hide about Hydras, they took a little bit too long. Members from his way.
He has to be a little bit careful though, because if he gets knocked there, I don't carry OP.
Alright, let's take a quick picture of this. Drag it here. So this is Erangel. How do I remove? Where did my... Oh, I gotta zoom out, don't I? Okay. Yeah, the ending circle is just like around here. So, okay. All right. All right, so let's take a look at where the top teams are. TSM doing a very nice split, or not TSM, Godlike, 2 on the high ground, 2 on the low ground. This gives them access to go here or whatever, wherever the circle shows. This is like the first circle, right? Like, you have no idea where it's going to go. So, EXO coming in from the south. TSM is here. This is also a very strong compound, in my opinion, for this zone. You can rotate up around here pretty easily if you control this. So you could go to, I don't know, wherever the circle goes. And then 7 Seas is over here. And where is Godlike, TSM, XO, and Skylights? SG coming in from the edge over here. Okay.
He has to be a little bit careful though, because if he gets
the heel try down. Take that gas well down. It looks like members coming.
and coming in.
Perhaps the most dangerous opponent on this map. Distance. Be a little bit careful with where he steps foot, because otherwise.
So when you're all grouped up together in one spot, you usually lose no matter what. So it's the same thing if you want to be a little more split up. So if you're naturally playing more split, your fights will be in a positioning where you're more split. So that's why I always say playing split is better. Sometimes teams play split and they mess up and they get killed, but that's because they don't do it correctly, not because playing split is not a good strategy. XO fighting. I mean, RE is just in a really bad spot. So EXO kind of playing like the way Godlike plays. They're just taking edge fights and they're picking up points. Godlike, of course, had a very good position in the very first circle, so they are playing more center here because, you know, the circle literally spawned on top of them, so why not play center?
Alongside him also gets taken out. A couple of nades being lobbed, so
Not much to go over here. Godlike just initially started with a better positioning.
That's how they just do it.
oh yeah.
So EXO rotating on the edge on Miramar to come around to the north. That's a good strategy. Same with SG. You see SG is also rotating on the edge to come up to the north because obviously the center area will be very packed and very full because the circle keeps shifting up north. TSM, I mentioned this position here, right? You could come up this way. You could go up this way. You can also come up this way. So this type of circle shift for TSM is actually really bad because they're not able to just come around like the way SG and XO can. So this is a tougher rotation for them. So we'll see how they manage here. But let's take a picture of this too. I realized I did not take any notes because I was busy talking to the chat. So, yeah, last time I did this, when I typed up these notes, I was just reviewing them by myself. But fuck it, I'm not gonna take notes. I'll just leave that there. I'll save these screenshots though. These screenshots will come in handy for when I want to make a video and focus on something. Okay, let's move this here. So, yep, EXO came in this way. We didn't see the start of the fight, but they obviously got a really good advantage on them and got 4 kills very easily. SG is going to keep going up this way. And yeah, TSM's kind of forced to just... This is why you don't want to play, like, center on the first circle or off center, because sometimes, especially in Miramar, in TSM's position, it'll get kind of tough to rotate. They did have a very bad circle shift.
In the meantime, he was so way to he's from rotating and oh my god, connect that next shot.
Meanwhile, Team X Park, they're also
That's a big circle shift. So Godlike is chilling. That's why you should play center when you can, because statistically, circle-wise, you'll get the circle, and it's much easier to play. So they're probably gonna... So I'm just gonna predict EXO's probably gonna come up over the top like this. You don't want to fight for this area of the circle, just because statistically... If you don't have to, right? Like, this team kind of has to. Or not, they don't have to, but this is very easy for them to go into. Same for this team. And TX, of course, is going to come up here. But if you're coming in and fighting for this position against these teams, and very likely the next circle is going to be like this, or I don't know, like this. Like, you just have all of this on this side of the map that the circle could go to, which you have to fight uphill, and it's just going to be really hard. Skylights, this is a really good circle shift for them. They're in a really good position, too, to prevent this team from taking their spot. So I want to see how they play that one out. So I'll go ahead and take a picture of this one.
So coming in, they must be playing Godlike and all the come up to
Godlike to try. It does seem that
Okay, so TSM's kind of forced to take this fight.
are making their way to SOROR, and from the
And yep, EXO's going to come in over the top. They don't want to fight for this low ground here. There's not much space to fight for. They're going to come up over the top. SG is not going to try and push this team away or further away or try and kill them, which is fine. They're creating some spacing here. There's some healthy spacing. There was somewhat of an opportunity, though, because if you look at this, the way for them to get in zone, there's not much good cover around here. All of this is really shitty areas. So if SG wanted to, they could really take advantage of this team. Maybe they do in the next couple minutes. We'll see what happens.
long side
beautiful Godlike they faced Esports.
are once again taking a fight up against each other. The member still standing in a fighting shape as he's trying to make sure that DSM get it.
All right, so yeah, TSM, they're kind of forced into this spot. It's just really bad. Honestly, I feel like in hindsight, right, TSM tried to go up this way, ran into Orange Rock, and then they kind of just ran out of time. Honestly, in a situation like this, maybe just keep committing. You might end up eating blue. I don't know. Then they run into XO, and then they still die, right? Because XO will be here and set up. So this is just one of those games where TSM, they just need to really know how to fight their way into zone. But this is just like one of those games where not much you could do. I think TSM could have maybe picked up a few kill points, but they would have ended up dying either way. So games like this is just like, you're just screwed. But you could pick up some kill points maybe. Actually, they could have maybe taken a better fight with TX, right? Maybe. It's hard for TSM either way, for this game anyways, for them to do well.
Going up against X-Pac, a Shadow OG will be knocked down. Ninja seems to be the only
But they definitely could have played this better.
as he's trying to make
Not
sure
saying
that
like
he's
they
over.
couldn't do anything.
He's able to find a couple of picks, but that's not gonna be so
The best case scenario is that they kill a team, like they fight TX, win that fight, pick up 4 kill points, maybe lose 1 or 2 players, and then they die. Because TSM had 4 players alive, I believe. You can, no matter how bad the situation is, with 4 players alive, if you're really good at fighting, you can always manage to pick up some kill points rather than just dying, trying to find a spot in zone.
They know EXO don't have players, and they just need to do. So they have.
Gaming very happy to, in the meantime, though, we're gonna be having a look at the search
Okay, so what happened? Oh, XO got killed too. Who did they get killed by?
of the heavy hitters. What seems to be the only member. We're gonna keep a bunch of their members
Alright, 13 teams alive.
out a little.
Wait, did I see that wrong?
Like they are got eliminated, and Team Skylights Gaming. Oh, they are number 1. And
They got
the
eliminated
Skylights
by
Gaming is
Reckoning.
laughing.
RGE. Wait, they got eliminated by this team. I guess EXO tried to rotate too much. Like, they came in like this.
They're they have
Happened. In the meantime,
Yeah, they got killed by RG. Yeah, so they... Yeah, so... EXO tried to do too big of a wrapping rotation. Like, you have to, at some point, just go in and take a fight, right? Instead of just constantly going around. So, that's EXO dead. So, Skylights, once again, in a good spot. they did let RGE come in together as a 4-man team. Godlike still chilling.
I know we're going to be having a look at the circle and seeing where it shifts as Godlike sit atop
Do I
of
need to
that.
take a picture of this one? I don't think so. I pretty much have a good idea of what happened this game. Yeah, okay. I don't need to take a picture of this.
Got a
The rest of the game
decent
just plays
one.
out very like naturally.
Meantime, though, territory away is feet, but is he going to be in tip-top shape and take this fight?
Going to be instrumental because he has the higher ground advantage. And
Oh yeah, Vexy is going though. Being able to keep their eye on President. We know it's them just yet, but for Esports soon enough, they are going to be coming on the heavy fire. Top shot once again will be knocked down.
Oh,
Nice.
Awesome bot will be seen.
Good job.
In the meantime, Battlegrounds coming in from the flank. He did take out a dit. Meanwhile, on the other side, looks like X-Park or will they? Because I only see 2 members right now. Jonathan and Clutch God standing strong, going to take a fight, but they have other 4 members remaining inside. Oh,
Jonathan.
no, Scout! Credit for that. Top tier teams in those first in, but Godlike already rotating out. They're going to cut their losses
Oh, the
short over
bait.
here. Great lead coming in, but once again,
Never want to
here will
get
be
baited
shot.
by a moving vehicle like that.
He steps forward.
Gil got lucky he didn't get knocked there. But I mean, he had to take the shots.
His shot 2 times in a row.
Oh,
Good grenade.
Team Godlike, they were doing at this point with everything they got because they want to enter the zone. And I believe Team Reckoning he spotted someone. What a brilliant couple.
Find those edge. And the situation is good. And now
The way the Skylights team plays is very like so Skylights, they rotate in late, they take a strong position here, and they end up getting a few zones. Right. And then the zone ends around here, they take a fight. So Skylights so I mean both these games Skylights play like an edge strategy, which is pretty much what Godlike does when they don't get an opportunity to play center. But they take very good positions and they take very isolated fights. Here at Skylights, you know, they take that 1 4v4 with EXO getting the knock, and then they take a 4v4 with 7Cs, which I think 7Cs messed up, but then they end up winning the game off that. This one, Skylights coming in from the edge, right? They get some good circle shows. This one's a really good circle for them. So a bit easier for them this game, but let's see what happens.
will be there to get him back up on his feet.
They have 7 kills though, so they know how to fight.
These engagement is doing this.
They must want some revenge, but at the same time, Team Tactical, they're still there as the player just not do
Situation
that.
in the meantime, Sag is
that.
taken out too early. It might be a bit gonna be knocked. It looks like these Enigma, Godlike, and Skylights in the place for top 4.
Well, absolutely. I mean, Godlike looking really good. Meanwhile, a couple of good teams. Godlike.
Yes, Skylights game. Better be careful where they step foot because they're gonna be relying on maybe a couple of wire.
So Godlike definitely have the advantage here.
My God, he will drag it from the storm run. Oh boy, he eats a few bullets over here. Neo, oh my God, he will drag it through the smoke and knock him down. Can he find the finish? Nobody is trying to knock down the other man. Doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. Once again, this one's gonna be taken out. Skylights gaming in. Which is weapons as he does not have time for the reload instead.
I'm surprised Godlike isn't pushing. Well, I mean, they are gonna push, but I'm surprised they haven't already pushed. But they're gonna push now.
Godlike will take a bit of a breather.
Or, I don't know. I think if Clutchpod sees Enigma, they'll realize pushing this way, they'll end up just dying to Enigma. But where else are they going to go in this circle? They have a really good opportunity to wipe this team.
And call it an evening because man, oh man, Skylights.
I think this one, you just have to play a little bit slower. There are these ridges here. I can't really tell what's in zone based on this. But this area isn't in zone either. So I think they just will have to play it slow. Wait for Enigma to move down this hill.
Gaming have they taken
Are still surviving.
right now, in fact, on it, but once again, against Pierre.
Yeah, so, yeah, they're just going to play it slow. Yeah, they can't really just push.
How they step foot looks like in the meantime, Sagi will be knocked down from Enigma. As of no, in fact, it's Highlights Gaming. They're not sure where to move. Thank God is going to be able to take out Pakar. In the meantime, and Skylights Gaming, they're not sure where to move because on one hand they've got Godlike and Enigma, and on the other there is Prey God being a thorn in their side. The only member still surviving from his team is God. Coming in from the flank, they do not know where this man is. This could be huge. Knocked down over here. Godlike looking to go in and take them out. Praise for that first place. 70 Spray God down for Card. But no, he will instead. God is the one who gets the credit for that. Such a nuisance for Skylights Gaming. First taking out Pukar, now allowing Godlike to push in and clean up the fight. Few extra points can be going in the pockets of 17 and Sky.
Now the big thinking.
Good one for Godlike.
Team Godlike, what a beautiful winner chicken dinner.
Nothing too special, honestly. Like, they just, you know, first circle, they just picked good spots, and then really strong spot here, and then they controlled this area, and then they won. That's like one of those games where it looks like an easy win, but if they weren't a good team, they could easily mess it up. So yeah, the most interesting part was this part, but I think Enigma already made their presence known, so they know they can't just come up this way. And like I said, I couldn't really tell what's in zone here, but this area right here is in zone, so very easy decision for them to come down here and then work their way up. Let's see if Enigma just kind of gave it over to them, though.
They will get one down from Enigma, as Avi looking to go towards the aid of his teammate. Well, they will get one pick in return. No, in fact, 7 Cs are coming from the flank. Spray God is going to be able to take out Bakar. In the meantime, and Skylights Gaming, they're not sure where to move because of
So here they're utilizing a 3 push 1 cover, and that's simply because the blue zone is closing. That's the only time you want to push with 3 people and 1 person cover. But even when you're pushing with 3, like, notice how they're like a little bit spread out and split up to get different angles.
One hand they've got Godlike and Enigma, and on the other there is once again, Spiro, you have to remember, if you go out there in the center, all these other teams on the high grounds will be shooting you. It'll be like a lamp.
Yeah. Okay.
So everyone is being at the station.
Not as much to analyze that game, I don't feel like.
This one, if we do.
I know.
All right, I'm gonna read the chat for a little bit again. How many viewers do I got right now? Just curious. Let's take a look. 635. Wow, thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here and watching. Okay, let's read some of the chat. Is Skylight passive or aggressive team? I think Skylight, based on the 2 games I watched, they're a very controlled team. They're obviously not as aggressive as Godlike, but they know how to play as controlled aggression when they need to. Your opinion on Godlike versus Nova and Painan? I think both teams could end up winning the fight. It's like a 50-50 almost. 60-40 depending on which team is like feeling better. Oh, hey, Emma. Emma, you need to go to sleep. Why are you still... It is so late for you. How to improve... Okay, there's a lot of questions. Like, I'm like trying to read them, okay? So... I'm just, whatever question I see pop up, I'm gonna read. So I'm not ignoring any of you guys. Like these questions here, I just can only read one question at a time. So I'm looking at this one right now. How to improve game sense as a beginner, competitive, solo versus squad is the only way to improve it. Watching any good. So improve game sense as a beginner. Just watch good players' montages and see how they play. Yeah, have you taken your sleeping pills? Did I sleep? Yes, I did get some sleep. What adjustments do you think Godlike needs to make their drop so different and keeping in mind drop clashes? I think Godlike should just stick to their drops. That's the downside of them not getting to play against these other teams for their qualifiers, right? They only play against Indian teams. I think Godlike just needs to... They either stick to their drop, or if they have a secondary drop that they've played with or practiced with, then yes. Don't like, orders, angles, and way Nova makes crossfires literally in their base is impossible to win. Nova Order has made, yes, Order is going to be the biggest challenge for Godlike and Pynon. 100%. I guess I'll go to sleep. I mean, if you're tired, you're sleeping raw tonight. Oh, okay then. I hope I'm not like keeping you up. You don't need to be here, or maybe you've been packing, so that's good. ZooTay, you or me? Me, I guess. Skylights IGL 6th player for Godlike for PMGC. Oh, that's really good. That's really good for Godlike. I think the way Skylights plays, he's gonna provide a very good balance and insight for Godlike. I think Godlike has a really strong team, but they struggle a little bit when it comes to playing a bit slower. And from what I've seen so far, Skylights, they play a very good pacing. I mean, they were the first place team after all. Ocean Godlike analyst said that they're going to change Miramar draw from Hasi in a bit up to near watch stream, as if you land Hasi, you kill one team, third party 2 to 3 teams. Okay. Godlike's very new to Python drop. The previous drop was Ruins. Okay. I'm Emma. Yes. Didn't I say Emma? Or are you talking to someone else? If we remove the ban peer of India, what do you think now where Indian team's gonna stand? I'll be honest, I'm actually quite impressed with how India is playing with the ban period. So I'm just gonna say that, like, I didn't watch any other tournaments or scrims because I don't feel like they really show how well these teams play. But I watched a lot of BGIS, and I'm quite impressed. Like, overall, I see a few teams that play really well, but the lobby in general is not as strong as like PMGC East or PMGC West, right? But that is a lot of countries put together, whereas India by itself, I think India by itself is actually a lot stronger than I was expecting for such a long ban period. Once again, the fans, the players in India are very passionate about the game, so it makes sense why they're a lot better than I expected, even with such a long ban period. So if they didn't have that ban period, I mean, I think India could be like a top. Now, I'm going to get a lot of feedback. I'm going to get a lot of like people roasting me for this, but without the ban period, I feel like India would be a top 6 team, like a top 6 region. Also, one fun fact, Malaysians usually speak more than 3 languages. By the way, if you guys want me, so usually I answer questions because I see this at ZooTay, right? But there's so many of these, I'm having trouble like focusing on these. And instead, like I noticed like the supporter names too. Like Sean here, who's part of the Zoo Army. Emma here, who's part of the Zoo Army. So if you really want your questions to stand out, if you become a supporter and at me, I'll notice your questions more easily. I'm just saying it how it is. Like I'm really trying to answer all of your guys' questions, but it's just kind of hard. Order or Jonathan? Order, just cause like Order has played globally for like four years in a row, and he's really good, so I'd have to go with Order. In India, most of the good teams just go for blind push. If any gives 5th against TSM, so what do they do instead of a blind push? No, I think most of the good teams don't do blind pushes. Like, sometimes they do it when they just lack time and information, but I think a lot of the good teams are better than that. Is there a pattern to zone shifts in comp? No, there is not. Appreciate your feedback. No problem. Watch party for Indian. I don't. Watch party is loud for Indians. I don't know about yours. Oh, okay. I'm not as loud, I guess. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. Do you think Tesla card glitch disadvantage on playing new account? No. I think they'll like buy the skins. Like if there's skins that have a glitch that make it better, like they'll buy it, or they should. As sucky as that is. ZooTay, drink some water. Yes, actually, I should drink some water. I'm talking a lot. LGD is gonna buy Agia. Really? That is hype. I can't wait for PEL this year to start up. LGD have a shit ton of money. They could buy as many super players as they want. Okay, I am going to listen to Emma and go get some water real quick. I'll be right back. Put on some music. I'm gonna put on that song I really like. So if you guys are sick of the song already, sorry, but be right back. Intermission.
I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head. You know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want. Kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night. I only got one thing in the back of my mind. I'm feeling like this might be my time to shine with you, with you, with you. I got my head out the sunroof. I'm blasting our favorite tunes.
Please warn mods for giving time out for nothing. I trust all my mods very deeply. Like, if my mods time me out, it might be, you know, they clicked the wrong name because the chat's moving so fast, but otherwise, if the mods time me out, I'm going to side with the mods. Like, my mods have been around the stream for a while, and they know how I am as a person. They know what I like and what I allow and stuff like that. Hey, Rice Flakes. It's actually so cool seeing more of these names like in green. Okay, I'm gonna like, so I'm gonna promote myself a little bit here. Okay, I don't usually promote myself or anything, but if you want to become a member, there's a link right here. If you go down into the description, you can click this and become a member. You will get stickers to use. You'll get ZooTay emotes like this one. That's me. So I just wanted to say it's really cool to see more of you guys, your guys' names in green, who have become members of the channel. So it's cool. I mean, I've been streaming for a while. I've been doing this for like 3 years or so. So it's really cool to see that. I just wanted to shout you guys out real quick. How good am I at mathematics? I hate school and I suck at school, but I think I did have a natural like understanding a little bit of math. Like, so I say I'm good at it, but I also suck because I just suck at studying. Yeah, so these are all the different emotes. And that's me with purple pink hair. That's me with hard eyes. That is Sakumai that many of you guys know. That's me again, and that's me again with a cat on top. I know Godlike can't keep up with others, but my boys give tough fight. I think they could. We'll see how Godlike does, but yes, for sure they could put up a really tough fight. China SEA Wildcard column only have 7 regions, definitely in the top 6. Okay, I mean top 6 teams. Okay, that's what I meant. I think you're trolling me though. You knew what I meant. If Godlike will end up in top 3 or win PMGC, what will be your reaction? If Godlike end up in top 3 or win PMGC, I will literally, I'm gonna, so This is what I'll do. I'm gonna like print out. I'm gonna get